Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday, and I hope you guys have had a good start to the week. I'm going to get you guys up on screen instantly in that live chat room to see who we have in the house tonight. And we have Anna and Terry and Bev, Paul, Terry, Susan and Dennis moderating, Shawnee, Key, Corey, Michael, Cindy, Tom, Sam going through, Paul, Deborah, and one more, Joe, and Bev and Linda, and then lots of other people. So hello guys, thank you for joining me on this Tuesday night, technically Wednesday morning as it is here in the UK. We've just passed midnight, of course, always the same time, same place, 12 midnight British summertime, but it won't be that for much longer. But that's what you'll have to just get used to with your time zones and relate it to. So just past midnight, and time to get my patrons up on screen because they make this possible, everything that I do possible on the channel. So a massive shout out to these lovely people at the bottom of the screen. You know who you are, and they join me over on patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. That's where I am pretty much all the time, and every night I do an update on there to let you guys know what I'm up to and what I've been doing, even on my admin days, which are a Monday and a Thursday, where I just have to catch up with everything that's going on with the emails and everything that I can't keep up with during the other days of the week when I'm doing analysis videos and live streams and all that kind of thing. And of course, going into London to Wembley Arena, which I did last week, as you guys will know. We had that on Saturday on the live stream where we looked at a couple of pictures, and actually a few pictures, but yeah, what a great experience that was, and fantastic to be invited down by Steve Stevens. But for tonight, I'm hoping that I've set up everything correctly. It's always a bit random as to what's going to happen on the live streams. We always set out hoping that it's going to just be flawless and we're not going to have any problems. But I mean, fingers crossed that is going to be the case tonight. And I feel like I shouldn't even say that recently we haven't had many gremlins. I mean, the only things that we do have popping up in the live chat room are those comments that are from fake channels and all that kind of stuff. And occasionally on the channel now, I'm getting another channel that's impersonating me, asking to talk on Telegram. I think maybe that was it. I'm not sure. But as soon as I see one of those, I do report it, which should remove all of the replies that this particular account does. And it's a shame that it seems to be on YouTube. They are becoming more numerous, or just happening a little bit more regularly, I guess, with the increase in subscriber count. That is just one of the channels that they focus on is mine for some reason. I'm sure that they do lots of other channels that they just kind of spam comment or reply, hoping that people will get taken in by the particular scam that they might be running, whatever it is. But always look for the tick next to Wings of Pegasus, and it will say Wings of Pegasus and not like Wings of the Pegasus or Wings of Pegasus or Wings of Pegasus. So they even just let the US go at the end of Pegasus. So yeah, just look out for any dodgy spellings and you'll be able to spot the scams. But just look for the tick and you should be fine. So anyway, all of that aside, hopefully we won't get any gremlins or any of those bots in the live chat room. But this is where I have a big shout out to the moderators for doing such a fantastic job in that live chat room. So thank you guys for spending your time on these live streams first of all, and then doing such a fantastic job. So you can see Susan and Dennis just went through that live chat room, and you'll see actually they're going to be coming up soon again. I can see them going through there, but we have Carla in there, of course, and Neil and Laurie. So thank you guys for doing such a great job and moderating these live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday. So let's get more information up on screen, because the likes goal for tonight is 370. So this likes goal is creeping up very quickly, but we'll see where we end up with this. 370 is what we're aiming for. If you could leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be massively appreciated to get us closer to that pig roulette likes goal, so that we can have a pig roulette next week. So fingers crossed for that. We are currently at 147 likes. So, yeah, we're making a bit of an impact on it, but almost at 150. So, and there we had a little spike of the likes. So thank you guys for that. Just 5 quickly in a row. And it means that we're looking for a particular amount more likes, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to try and figure this out. Okay, 161, so that mean like 209 maybe. I do not know. I mean, that's a bit of a guess. I'm going to have a random guess that 208 now maybe. So I mean, I think that might be correct. 207. It might be wrong, it might be right, but the closer we get to 70, when we get to 70, it's then got to be 170 is then 200. So yeah, I think I was right. Anyway, basically a lot of likes we're looking for in the live chat room before the end of the live stream. We usually go through till about 1:15 in the morning here in the UK, and it's coming up to 12:15. So we have time on our side, and I think it looks like we had one of those bots that's come through really early on in the live stream tonight. So just as I was mentioning it, they seem to just be somehow locked in to, I know that they're probably locked into lots of other channels who do live streams who have a lot of subscribers. So unfortunately, yeah, we're just gonna have to try and ignore those. I mean, it's a shame that in the live chat room I can't kind of click on the username and just report it or block it instantly, because when I'm live I don't have the ability to do that, other than I think just time them out for like 2 minutes or something, or just remove. So maybe the moderators can have a bit more of an effect, or have an option in order just to stop those bots from going through, or just hide the comments or something. And you can see that Neil has just hidden one of the bots, so thank you for that, Neil. I'm not sure whether hiding the bots solves it or not, but again, big shout out to the moderators for doing a great job in that live chat room. I think that must be the earliest bots that we've had going, but hopefully it won't have too much of an impact in that live chat room. Right. We pretty much have everything up on screen apart from the donations tab that I put up on screen. As I always say, you don't have to donate. Just joining me is fantastic. Watching the videos on the channel, hitting the thumbs up. That's good enough for me. But if you can't resist donating, then I always put up on screen the donations tab, which will say that between 35 and 45% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal. And there's a PayPal link in the description below in case you guys want to do it that way. But I think it's important that if you can't resist donating, that you know exactly where your money goes with the percentage splits. So that's now organised, getting into those donations before we went live, because we had one that came through, of course, from Orlando, who donated $2. Thank you for that, Orlando, and the message was spike the likes. Take it away, Paul. And Paul, Orlando's sidekick, has donated $2 as well, right on cue, and says what Orlando said, spike those likes, all y'all. So thank you for that, Paul. And Stardust Unicorn was in the house earlier as well and donated $2. So thank you for that, Stardust Unicorn. Support band to Wings of Pegasus, as I always say. So the other thing to mention is the fact that you might see me doing this to get the hair out of my eyes, because we're pretty much centre parting territory at the moment, which means we're gonna have to have a haircut at some point in the near future, because I start to not be able to see stuff because my fringe is too long. So yeah, I just reminded myself of that when I realised that I'm getting hairs in the eyes, which nobody really wants, especially when the hair goes in the eye and it sometimes feels like an eyelash, but it's not an eyelash, it's just your hair. But better a hair in the eye than a hair in the mouth. That sounded like a quote. That wasn't a quote, that was me just saying it, especially for the live streams. When you breathe in, and if you are to breathe in a hair and it goes to the back of your throat, that's game over for the live streams. So fingers crossed that we will be able to continue without that happening. Should be okay, hopefully. Anyway, thank you for that, Stardust Unicorn, in that super chat window. And I'm going to have a little look over to the PayPal window, because we did have a donation or two or a few that went through there, and we had a donation at 16 minutes past 9 yesterday evening, so that was Monday. So thank you for this, Geraldine, and it's for £4.21, and the message was checking in to see how your elbow is. Good job. So thank you for that, Geraldine. And so arm update. It's actually not too bad at the moment. I think, well, in the morning it's worse for some reason. Well, I guess it's just sleeping, or maybe when you sleep, or I sleep, I have my arm in the same position for a long time, so maybe it gets a little bit stiff, and then in the morning I can feel it a little bit. But I mean, fingers crossed, touch wood. I know that we're pushing on for a year now, which is crazy. I mean, fortunately, I have been able to play my guitar for a while, and it hasn't been a year away from playing the guitar, because I'd probably go crazy if that happened. But yeah, it's been a year away from doing any kind of exercise how I used to do, like resistance training. All I've been doing for, I'd say pretty much 10 months is exercises like physiotherapy with an elastic band, not a small elastic band. I'm talking about one of the bands that you use when you exercise. So it's got a lot more resistance to it. Obviously, it's a lot bigger than a normal elastic band. But yeah, that's what I do in order to just exercise my arm a little bit. And fortunately, at the moment, it feels okay. I think towards the end of the day, it starts to feel like I've got almost a full range of motion back. And I've really got to test the range of motion to see if that is the case. And because it feels like it's getting towards being normal again, it's really tempting to, maybe just do some very light exercise. But I was actually talking to my parents today, just saying on how it felt. And we pretty much came to the consensus that it's better just to wait until it's really maybe not even aching in the morning, so then it just feels normal all the time, and then maybe I can get back to doing some exercise and building up the strength of, I mean, not only just building up my strength full stop, because I think pretty much since the age of 13 I've worked out, and I've done resistance training, so I'm not used to not feeling like I've exercised. So just getting used to that is very difficult, and just resisting the temptation to start exercising again too early, because I know that if I started exercising too early, the thing about tendons is once they are damaged, as I have found out, they take a very long time to heal. So like I said, pushing on for a year now of not doing any exercise and just allowing it to heal and doing physiotherapy. So I'm hoping that maybe starting 2023, I might be able to do some very light exercise and just start with a ridiculously light weight, and just maybe go through just the motions that I would normally do when I was exercising, and then gradually build things up from there. Just take it one step at a time. But yeah, it's feeling better, thankfully, and just feeling a little bit more normal, and I can do normal day-to-day things that I couldn't do before, which I do notice. I realise that I can now open a cupboard without it hurting too much. I can now move my mouse like here without feeling it. I used to feel it quite a lot when I do the live streams and reach out for the mouse. So yeah, that's good as well. Fingers crossed it will continue, and I'm just going to not do too much too quickly, and maybe just waiting until 2023 is just a good plan anyway, as frustrating as it may be. But thank you for that, Geraldine, and I am just going to scroll up because there's another donation that came through, and this was from Todd. So thank you for this, Todd, and it was a donation of £45. So a very kind donation, and that was actually very early this morning, so Tuesday morning at 6 minutes past 5. So thank you for that, Todd. I'm just going to scroll up because Nicole has donated £12.37 as well. So thank you for that, Nicole. And the message is, hello, Phil. I listen with pleasure. The live stream, always okay. Best autumn wishes. Sweet from France. So thank you for that, Nicole. And I'm just going to scroll up because Tammy has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, hi Phil, How do you feel the internet has impacted the music business? Let me get this up on screen so you guys can see it as well, because I think this was a little bit more up to date. Yes, 10 to 10 or maybe 10 to 11 earlier this evening. So thank you for this, Tammy. And the internet, I mean, to begin with, it just totally transformed the music industry, but not really in a good way. And I mean, when I started, it was before the internet was really, a thing that you could use in any way, really. I mean, when I started to try and do original music, I did mention about the internet being really a place for just posting, on a forum. That's pretty much what the internet was. It wasn't really more complicated than that. So you just posted on a forum asking people if they wanted to maybe meet up, if they were in the local area, in Berkshire or Buckinghamshire, and you'd say, this is my music, and maybe, if people are interested, they can listen to it. And back in those days, it was MySpace, which was the site that everybody wanted to get their music onto and to get your music heard so that people could go on, because you could upload your music to your MySpace page and people could listen to your music. So that's how it was, when I first started. I think when I was maybe 19 or 20 or 21, or it might have been a little bit later than that. But yeah, the internet hadn't really taken off then, apart from, I would say, having kind of pirate sites or sites where they would host the music of well-known bands, and people would download it for free. So it meant that, to begin with, everybody was doing that, and it was a real problem. The internet certainly transformed the music industry in a bad way, because and it's still something that goes on now. I think it goes on less now than it did before, but it's still possible to do. And I think it had a negative impact to begin with, but then music streaming came along. And I mean, it really depends. I did say in the last live stream that it's made the music place so much more competitive, because there's now millions of bands. Anyone who wants to be a musician or wants to try and be a musician full time can upload their music to the internet. So it means that, that's the flip side of the coin, that even though you can get your music out to a lot of people, there are millions and billions of other people trying to get their music out to a lot of people. So yes, a lot more competitive marketplace. And in terms of how it's impacted the music business, I'd say that on the whole, I mean, the music industry has survived. It doesn't really have too much of a problem because of, streaming sites and the fact that they get enough streams to make it profitable for them. I'd say that the problem is with independent bands. And I've said many times before about having 16,000 streams of one of my songs. I think it was That's Metal, and me making £11 or £12 for those 16,000 times that my song has been listened to. So, and that was from Spotify. So that's why I then took my music off Spotify and would rather just spend more time trying to get somebody to either listen to the song or buy the song or download an album, because then by selling one album, I would have made more money than having 16,000 streams on that streaming platform. So I think for independent artists, in order to make, if you're an independent artist, I doubt you're ever going to make enough money from a site like Spotify to do it full time. I mean, that's just how it is. You'd have to have millions and millions and millions of streams to get anywhere near just being able to make ends meet. And if you talk about paying rent, I don't think you'd even be able to do that. So and when you're talking about getting millions of streams, that means that millions of people are watching you. So probably a lot of people around the world. You might even be semi-famous because of the amount of times people have checked out your music, but you still won't have enough money to pay your bills. Whereas if you have millions and millions of people buying your song or buying your album, then it's financially viable. You will be able to do that as a career into the future. So I think, the streaming sites, for me, because I'm seeing it from the independent musician's point of view, I don't think they're a good thing for independent music. And I mean, just looking at those sites, if you are to sign up to them, they say something like, free music for a month or something like that, if you sign up to any particular streaming site. So you think that if they're giving away free music for a month, you're music or my music might be on that particular playlist that's been given away for free every month. And then me as an artist, I think, well, how does that affect me? How is that fair on me that you're taking my songs and giving them away for free so that you can entice people to your site and they're going to pay money to your site and not to me? So yeah, from the independent artist point of view, I think that, yeah, it's not a viable, business proposition or something that I would do and get my music on those streaming sites, because, I mean, ironically, by me taking my music off sites like Spotify, it's meant that I've been able to keep control of my music, and therefore, because I've got the publishing rights to it, every single sale comes straight to me. And it means that you have to sell so much less in order to make it a full-time career, because instead of, giving away 95%, and, with Spotify, you're giving it away for free, so you're not even making 5%. But say that you're signed to a label, it means that by not being signed to a label, you get 95% more than you would do if you were signed. So it means that you have to sell 95% less than, not even a well-known artist on a label. If you just put yourself out there or work harder than everybody else, then you might get your music out there to more people, and therefore you only need to make, or potentially you only have to sell 5% the amount that a signed artist does. And yeah, unfortunately I am in that position, which is great, but I think it's a lot to do with me owning my publishing. And that's another thing about the internet, that if you do put in the time and the effort and you have an eye on the business side of things, you can do it full time. And I know that it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience, and you've just got to deal with the difficult times. It might take a long time. It took me many, many, many years. Like I said, I started when I was 19, and I'd say that it took a good 15 years of just plugging away at it. But I think you then appreciate it more when you do finally get to that point that you want to be at. But thank you, Tammy, for that donation, and quite a long answer to that question, so apologies for that. But Kim has donated £10 as well, so thank you for this, Kim. I'm just going to scroll down because the message is, love the latest video showing the pitch corrections on Freddie Mercury's voice on the new song. Could debate the wisdom of that for hours. Thanks for all you do. So thank you for that, Kim. And yeah, probably don't get me started on talking about pitch correcting, Freddie Mercury's voice. And I have had a few comments that, have come from people saying that Brian May has said about that particular song that, the engineers and the technicians in the studio, really put so much time into trying to get it all to put together. And it's almost like a miracle that they worked in the studio. And people are relating that to Freddie Mercury's vocal. But and other people have said about, maybe it's the restoration process that they had to do it to make it releasable, or be released in a state that was acceptable. And the thing about pitch correction is that it is destructive, which means that when you have a vocal, so say for example they have now got these vocal takes of Freddie Mercury's voice, and we know from the analysis video that they've had to copy and paste particular sections in the version that they released. So it means that they obviously didn't have a whole song. They just had little bits of the song from the demo. And I have been linked to the demo session and the audio from that, which wasn't pitch corrected, and Freddie Mercury's voice didn't sound any different. It wasn't out of tune. It wasn't noticeably worse than any other song that he's sung, at least not to my ears. So they did pitch correct it, I think, needlessly. But anyway, going back to the fact that they might have had just tiny sections of his voice and pieced those together, maybe copied and pasted, the backing vocals or a chorus in order to get it to last for a whole song. The restoration process, or trying to make it as high a quality as possible, when you pitch correct an audio file, or, digitally, it's destructive, which means it's now a worse quality than what you had to begin with, because it's gone through a processing stage where it is breaking down the audio and changing it, and therefore producing a new version of the audio that can't be the same quality because it's been changed. Anything that's been changed is now at a lower quality and won't have the same quality of that original. So people that are saying that maybe it's to do with the restoration process, it's actually the opposite. When you pitch correct something, it has to be processed, and when you process an audio file, it comes out worse than it was before. You won't be able to hear that it comes out worse, but it just does. That's just the nature of doing pitch correction, auto-tune. And that's why you can hear the processing of that, because it starts to sound a bit mechanical because you've lost quality effectively from that original vocal. So yeah, on that side of things, I know that a lot of people don't know the details of it. So yeah, the restoration side of things, you can kind of strike a line through that, because yeah, by doing that, they've actually made the original audio that they had worse, but now it's in tune, but it's a worse quality vocal. I'm talking about, in terms of the bit rate of the audio file, the actual quality of it, and the sample rate of that particular audio will be affected by pitch correction. So anyway, then people said that, yeah, maybe they did it because it was flat or maybe sharp, or it was just really out of tune. But I have heard the session and it wasn't. So I think, or at least it wasn't to my ears. It just sounds like Freddie Mercury singing. And I mean, even in kind of rehearsal sessions or like this, just getting together demos, he would still sing like he sang. He wasn't suddenly really off key singing in the studio, because it is his voice on those original records from the studio. So yeah, like I've said before, that we could debate this for ages, but there's the whole argument as well that people have made about the artistic value of it, or whether it's something that's made from a business point of view, whether it was a decision by the record label thinking, oh, we've actually got the vocal here, we've got the instrumentation, we've got a few different takes. If we put this all together, we would be able to release another song. And whether if they thought, oh, but we're going to have to pitch correct it, it's going to take us a very long time, and it wasn't a song anyway, but we're going to try and put it together to make it into a full song and then release it. It's just that argument of whether it was better just to leave it as it was, as a demo that was not really going to be released and just an idea, or whether it was worth putting it all together and having to pitch correct, even though it didn't need pitch correction. But the fact that they did it and then release it, it means that that song is now different to the whole back catalogue that Queen released, because nothing else, or at least nothing else before 1998, was pitch corrected or auto-tuned. And I know that they're now, they've done it on a live performance, now they've done it on an official release. So whether they're going to start releasing, editions or special editions of, Bohemian Rhapsody, where they're now pitch correcting everything, that might happen. I don't know. They might see that as a way to make money from it, or make more money, but I would think that probably less people would be interested in that, actually editing the original that, is so popular for a particular reason that it's just a real song with real vocals on there. Another thing that I just remembered, somebody said that, Queen were famous for overdubbing in the studio. And overdubbing is when you might record the song as a band, and then you overdub a guitar part. And this is something that happens all the time in the studio. And Queen and every other band pretty much ever overdub. Even if it's just minimally, they will do a little overdub in the studio, because maybe the first time that they played a solo, they didn't do it right. So they just want to overdub the solo for a particular section, or just a little backing riff that they might have. So it's something that happens all the time. And overdubbing is totally different to piecing something together and trying to release something that wasn't full or complete in the first place, but then pitch correcting the actual vocal. That's not an overdub. That's taking the vocal that was complete and then changing it through a processing sequence, as we have already mentioned. But anyway, thank you for that, Kim, and we will stop talking about it there. You guys, if you haven't seen the video, you can check it out on the channel, and it will be, I think, the latest release, that was on Sunday, so you will be able to check that out. It will be listed quite recently, so thank you for that, Kim. And DRT Consulting Incorporated has donated £4.17. So thank you for that. And the message is donation. So thank you, DRT Consulting Incorporated. And Kim has donated again, £10. Thank you for that, Kim. The message is, let's scroll down to it. Have you ever wished that you'd taken on learning to sing earlier than you did? Two, what? I didn't say one, but two, what do you think of starting a GuffFest fund that we help with? So thank you for that, Kim. And I mean, well, the second question, first of all, I don't really know. I think probably is better just to focus on keeping everything going as it is with the live streams and the analysis videos and yeah, just the channel on the whole. And, you know, I mean, if the channel's still going and we're still going strong into the future and I can still buy hard drives and everything that I need to make the videos and, you know, update software and all that kind of stuff, as long as everything can push forward with the channel, it means that GuffFest in the future would be a possibility. Obviously, if I have to start adjusting the way that I do things, then it'll be a little bit more difficult. So yeah, I'm not sure about a GuffFest fund. Maybe until we're in a place where we are so secure that we can now say, right, let's come up with, a GuffFest fund for the future at some point. And I think it's going to be something that's going to be in the future quite a way off. And there might be other things that happen either with the channel or with myself before we get to that point. I'm hoping that in the future, if we just keep on going as we are, the way things are progressing is great. And I'm hoping that in the future, there might be an opportunity where GuffFest will be something that we won't have to maybe raise money for, but it might be something that could be sponsored by a particular company or a particular set of companies that are interested in it because of the size of what we are doing together anyway. So say, for example, that if things keep on growing and if avenues become available to me in order to branch out a little bit more, and which, yeah, there might be the possibility for that in the future, and I have kind of hinted towards that, but I can't say anything about it. It's going to be a lot further in the future, but it might be something that could, you know, branch off into having, whether we call it GuffFest or not, I do not know, but whether it's something that we have an event every year that might be sponsored by a particular, you know, company, you know, because that's something that happens, you know, regularly. You know, nowadays you have like Monster, which is like an energy drink here in the UK that sponsors a lot of festivals. You have Red Bull as well, which is another drink. Yeah, I'm assuming that you have Red Bull over in the USA in different countries, but it might be the case that we don't have to raise money, that it is sponsored by, and then they do the heavy lifting. We just have to get the people there. I think that's all they're worried about. That they will quite happily put on a festival, and bands will quite happily play for a festival crowd. If the crowd is there, then that's the most important thing, because then you will get sponsorship. If we said, right, we've got an event and we can guarantee that X amount of thousands of people want to turn up, then yeah, you pitch that to any business and they will say, yes, we will do that, because they will start to figure out, you know, their margins of how many thousands of people will buy their products. Or, you know, if you're getting that kind of turnout, it might even be on TV, and then you're talking about a whole different, you know, ball game that a TV company might get involved. So, yes, I don't think the GuffFest fund at the moment is something we have to worry about necessarily, because it might happen naturally with the progression of everything that we're doing. But thank you for that, Kim. Oh, and have you ever wished that you'd taken on learning to sing earlier than you did? Yes. But also no, because I know that I spent a hell of a lot of time playing the guitar, and if I wasn't doing that, I would have had to have learned to sing. So it meant that I wouldn't have had the experience or got to the standard that I did at playing the guitar. So I think I'd much rather just be a guitarist who tries to sing rather than a singer who also plays guitar, because I like playing the guitar. I like, you know, telling people about guitar techniques, and it's just something that I just enjoy doing. And I probably yeah, if I wanted to be a singer, I would have just started singing when I was 11, but I started playing the guitar for a reason, because I didn't really have that ability to sing, and it only really came through the necessity of trying to find a singer. So yeah, that's why that all happened. But I mean, you always think, oh, I wish I would have learned to sing earlier. I think the thing that I would have gained by starting to learn to sing earlier is having more time to dedicate to singing the right way and perfecting technique and all that kind of stuff, because I think once you learn to sing and you're wanting to make your own music and you're gigging, you pretty much just jump straight into it, and you don't have time to practice fully or properly. You just work with the voice that you've got, rather than starting out day one figuring out how to work with your voice the most effective way. So it's kind of, I think I got into lots of bad habits with singing, and then had to try and unlearn those, and it just meant that I've got to work with what I've got rather than just having perfect technique, because that'd be great to have. But thank you for that, Kim. And I'm just going to scroll up because Carl has donated £10, so thank you for that, Carl. And the message is, still hoping for across the pond, if not, go for pizza. So thank you for that, Carl. And pizza, certainly sounds like a good idea at the moment, because I did have sausages for dinner earlier, but it was, I think, at about 6:30 in the evening, so we're over 6 hours ago, so we are getting quite hungry at the moment. But thank you for that, Carl. And yes, I mean, the Cross the Pond Fund, obviously, if there is an event over in the USA, there's got to be some kind of fund in order to get over there. And, I think just plane tickets on their own are pretty expensive. I don't know whether I would just go by myself. I'd obviously have to organise some kind of accommodation and all that kind of stuff. So the Cross the Pond Fund is something that I'm still definitely aware of, keeping some money aside for anything that might happen over in the USA, for all of the things that I might need just as a human to survive, such as food and water and a roof over my head and all those kinds of things. And if I am going there, it depends in what capacity, but if I need to take equipment with me, whether I might be going there with other people or band members, or whether I get session musicians over in the USA, or get some people that might watch the channel who rehearse before I go over there, and then we maybe have a few rehearsals. It depends in what capacity we're talking about. Or whether I go over there for some kind of analysis video event where we talk with guitarists and we have a venue, and all you guys, if it's local to you, if you can get there, you come down to the venue, and it's like me and the guitarist and you guys in the audience asking questions and all that kind of stuff. So I think there's loads of possibilities that different events could happen, and like I said, it might be something that naturally just happens in the future, depending on where we go, what happens with the channel. But I think just pushing forward, seeing where we end up, has just got us to a good place so far. So thank you for that, Carl. And I just want to mention as well the donations in the super chat window that came through as well. It was actually, I think we might have had a donation that came through between going live. So let me just refresh the screen that I have in order to see everything that happened. And it was Anna that did just donate in between that going live time. And Anna donated $20, so thank you for that, Anna. And the message was, on my mother's 84th birthday, I was listening to your album and my mother loves it. She asked if I would tell you that you are a splendid singer with a fabulous voice and a great guitar player. Her words. So thank you for that, Anna, and Anna's mum. And happy birthday to her 84th birthday. I don't know whether she's into the live streams or not, but we know that Anna will be in that live chat room somewhere. So happy birthday to your mum, Anna. And her name isn't in that particular message, but I might try and look out for that. But everyone say a big happy birthday to Anna's mum in the live chat room. And thank you for that donation, Anna. And Get Some J donated $5 as well, so thank you for that. And the message was, thanks for the Gordon Lightfoot /Fitz breakdown, was so well done. You nailed it as always. So thank you for that, Get Some J, and no problem, thank you for watching first of all, but for that donation as well. As I say, you don't have to donate, just watching the videos is great. Maybe leaving a thumbs up or a comment as well, I mean, that's all good. But thank you, Get Some J, for that donation. And Jennifer has donated $5 as well, thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, always running into people who pretend to be someone famous on YouTube. How do you tell the real ones from the fakes? Thanks. So thank you for that. And the only thing that I would say about if somebody's messaging you and they don't have any kind of mark, or on YouTube there's a tick. I think on other sites they have like a tick to say that it's the official person. So yeah, if they don't have that, then it's probably somebody pretending to be somebody else. But I know that, yeah, there are loads of accounts, and even with me, unfortunately, on Facebook, somebody pretending to be me and using my picture and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think that I'm particularly that well known, but it just shows that even on a very unknown level, people will still try and imitate you for some reason, or for their own gain. So yeah, it's very difficult to tell, but I would always assume that it's not the person, because if it really is the person, then it will become really obvious at some point that it is the person. It's like when people email me and I reply to the emails, they email my official email address, and then I reply to that so that they know it's definitely me replying to it. It's not me randomly messaging them. Because, yeah, then it'll be a little bit suspicious. It'll be like, oh, why are you messaging me? Rather than me messaging you first. So I think that's a good way to figure it out, is that if you haven't messaged the person first and they're messaging you, then, yeah, it could be somebody, pretending to be them. And just check that it's coming from an official source. Something that I do on the emails all the time is whenever I get an email, I mean, I get kind of loads of fake emails as well. I think everybody does. Pretending to be a particular business, or saying that, oh, you owe this amount in tax, and all these different scams. If you just click on Outlook at the top, I just click on the email address, and it'll always be some dodgy email address that it's come from. So, like with people pretending to be YouTube, this is something that I get all the time when they say that you have been locked out of your YouTube account, so please click on the link in order to log back in so that we can secure your account. And I think this is something that probably people just look at big YouTube channels and just go to the contact page and email that, saying and hoping that somebody's going to fall for it. But it's always like, YouTube, and it might be a 0 instead of the O, and all those kinds of things. And then, they might do youtube.com, and then it might have like a weird number after it. So make sure that you can see the email address that it's coming from, because it'll always be, either, I think it's actually Google that own YouTube, so it's like google.com. So it's really obvious when it's not coming from YouTube. But also like spelling mistakes as well in the emails and the messages. It's not quite set out right, but the email address is always going to be the giveaway, because typically the official YouTube email address is very obvious, and it should be for other sites and things. But I pretty much just ignore everything, and if it is official, then they will keep on getting in contact with you from an official address. So that's how I tend to view everything. But thank you for that, Jennifer. Right, it's almost 10 to 1 here in the morning, and we haven't even mentioned the vote that's going on for tonight's cover video, and we are going to be drawing it to a close. So hopefully you guys have seen that at the top of the live chat room. It is between Is This Love and the other one was Iris. So I think Is This Love has 54% of the vote at the moment. Let's just have a look at our likeometer to see where we are at, because we are at 286 likes at the moment. We are aiming for 370. So that is 84 more likes, maybe, I don't know, but we're aiming for however many more likes it is to get up to 370. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, I'd be massively appreciated if you could do that to get a little bit of the spike of the likes. up to 370 so that we can have a pick roulette next week. We will be having one of those after we have this cover video. Then we have one picture, I think, to look at, and then we'll jump into the pick roulette and then see where we are. And I did manage to spend a little bit more time yesterday on the new Phil tune, but I'm not sure when it's going to be out. It's getting close to being finished, and I'm probably going to play that on a live stream at some point in the future. So yeah, just a quick heads up that that is going to be on the way, but obviously not tonight, but maybe on a live stream in the future. So make sure that you are tuned in to the live streams. Obviously subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you get notified for these live streams, so that you can get your name on the pick roulette wheel when we hit the likes goal, and you could go away with the signed Wings of Pegasus t-shirt, and the custom made t-shirts and a Wings of Pegasus signed pick. You'll be in the running for all of that, so make sure that you do tune in, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And also, I didn't actually give a spike of the likes at any point, so here it is, the Spike the Likes mug. This is the official Livestream Tuesday mug, by the way, and there it is. If you want to get your hands on this, click on the tray underneath this video or head over to spring.com. There's a link in the description below. You can also head over to wingsofpegasus.com for the other merch that we have, which is like necklaces and earrings and guitar picks, different colours of guitar picks and all that kind of stuff that Carla organises. So head over there as well. Let's jump into, well, first of all, ending the poll to see. And, oh, that was just in time to hide one of these bots that's going through. So, I think it is Is This Love that has 53% of the vote. So, thank you guys for voting for that one. Right, this is my version of it. Of course, the White Snake Classic. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
You go alone. It's times like these I can't make it on my own. Wasted days, me sleepless nights, and I can't wait to see you again. I found to spend my time waiting on your call. How can I tell you, babe, my back's against the wall. By my side just to tell me it's alright, 'cause I don't think I can take anymore. Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this a love that I've been searching for? Is this love, or am I dreaming? This must be love, because it's really stronger day by day, and I can't wait to see you again, so I can hold you in my arms. Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this the love that I've been searching for? Is this love, or am I dreaming? This
And there we have it. That was my version of Is This Love by Whitesnake. Right, we are going to keep things organised. Let me make sure that everything is okay on that side of the screen, because yeah, sometimes after the covers I get this little effect that goes through like a delay, like a repeat. So I have to turn everything down to make sure that it doesn't come across the microphone and just ruin your audio experience, but hopefully it's okay. Right, let's try and keep focused on what we're doing next, which is going to be the pictures. I said we just had one picture that we're going to be looking at, and that is true. So let me get the background up on screen, because let me also scroll to where I need to be to show the picture that we want to look at. And this is sent in by Laura, and Laura is just showing off her new Wings of Pegasus t-shirt, and her other t-shirt, she said, had red on it. And yeah, whenever I hear that, I think of, is it Shaun of the Dead, the movie where he has red on his shirt? So maybe that's what Laura's referring to, a little quote from a movie. But thank you for that, Laura, for sending it in and modelling the White Wings of Pegasus t-shirt. And as I said earlier, you guys, if you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, you can head to the description below. There's a link in there, and then if you get your merchandise and you want to have a picture of yourself and get it on the live streams, then just head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, and you can join in with that group, upload your picture, and then Vince will link me to it, and Laura let me know about the picture as well. So thank you for that, Laura and Vince. Right, just if you want to get involved over on that Facebook page, that's where Vince hosts the after party as well, so you guys can get involved with that after the live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday. Right, just looking into that live chat room, because Lisa W has donated $2. So thank you for that, Lisa. And Lisa W is saying, happy birthday, Lisa Arlers. Happy birthday, Lisa A. Because we have a few Lisas, they get their own nicknames, which is the first letter of their surname. So Lisa W saying happy birthday to Lisa A. So happy birthday to Lisa A in that live chat room. If you guys can wish Lisa A happy birthday, that would be fantastic. And thank you for that donation, Lisa. Right, let's jump into tonight's pick roulette. I think we are pretty much ready to go with it. So, I haven't picked a top tip. Quick look into the live chat room. And if anyone wants to be the top tip for tonight, just let me know. And by the time we've jumped into the pick roulette, maybe there'll be some people who are sacrificing themselves for the pick roulette for tonight. But we'll jump into this and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock! So let's get the roulette wheel up on screen, and there it is. Right, I'm going to have a quick look into the live chat room to see if anybody says, okay, Lauralee says pick me. So Lauralee is Lauralee, type that just to make sure we don't forget. Lauralee is the top tip for tonight. If this is your first live stream or your first pick roulette or both, first of all, welcome. Introduce yourself in the live chat room. That's what I always say. That's how we start and get to know each other. But this is the Wings of Pegasus roulette wheel. And you'll see that we have names on here. When we land on a name, somebody wins the Wings of Pegasus pick in the middle. And it's signed. And I'm looking out for Lauralee's name. I can't see it at the moment. But if we land on one of these darker segments, it means that then we have a t-shirt roulette and somebody goes away with the signed, custom-made Wings of Pegasus t-shirt. So we're going to give the wheel a spin and we're going to see who's going to win. And maybe the first time that we see Lauralee's name is when we actually land on her name. Let's see. We're going through, and I haven't seen it yet, but we are slowing down. So we have Anna going through there, and Lisa A, so close to a birthday. That was a shame, but Lisa A, happy birthday, almost a winner for tonight. And it looks like we're on Joe, is that? Yes. So Joe is the winner for tonight. So congratulations to you, Joe. And I don't know whether it's obviously, for me, some kind of illusion, because when the wheel stops and I look at the wheel again, it looks like it's moving the other way. Sometimes that happens when I'm seeing credits after a movie, and once the credits have gone down all the way to the end, they then have something that's in the middle of the screen, but it looks like it's still moving like up the other way. So yeah, I'm kind of getting that. Looking at the roulette wheel, it's just my eyes going crazy. So anyway, congratulations to you, Joe. Maybe you guys can let me know if the wheel looks like it's still moving to you, but now the other way. I'm just probably crazy. Right. Congratulations, Joe. Commiserations to everybody else. But Joe, if you can let yourself be known to Carla in the live chat room, that would be great, so that she can get everything that she needs from you to send you the Wings of Pegasus signed pic. And yeah, commiserations to Laurelie and everybody else. But I always say tune in on a Saturday and a Tuesday so that you can double your chances of winning in the pic roulette, because we have them on both live stream days whenever we do hit the target for the likes goal, which, by the way, looking on the screen, we have 329 likes and we're aiming for 370, so that means we're still looking for like 50, is that right? No, 50, 40, I think it's 40 more likes that we're looking for. My maths really, I think it is 40. But just, I mean, that's quite easy to work out as well. It's the distance between 3 and 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult to work it out. So, yeah, we're looking for 40. Now we're looking for 38. So we're closing in. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be massively appreciated if you could do that in order to reach the likes goal for tonight. So, we will keep an eye on that. I think it's going to be one of those that is going to be a bit touch and go, because it's 3 minutes past 1 in the morning here in the UK already. So I'd say we've got maybe just over 10 minutes in order to try and spike those likes. But let's get everything back up on screen. And generally, when we're on time with the live streams, as we are pretty much at the moment, we have a riff of the week, maybe a fill tune. So we might have time for a couple of those. I might jump over to Patreon to see what has been requested over there, because we have had a riff of the week requested, so we will jump into that. And Fran asked for the audition fill tune. We have Teresa asking for a fill tune as well, so we do have fill tunes requested. We might jump into that because we have a little bit of time, but we need a bit of time to try and hit the target of 370. So everybody, yeah, we're looking now for 34 more people in that live chat room. So if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be great. We'll keep an eye on that likeometer to see if we can get a spike of the lights going on. It's a race against time. Let's jump into the riff. It seems like a lot of people are saying riff, riff, riff in that live chat room. So I'm now going to be asking you guys for numbers between 1 and 100, or just give me a number between 1 and 100 in the live chat room in order to pick out a riff that we're going to be having a listen to. So let me click on my riff of the week document to see which ones we've had, which ones we haven't had. So that is on screen, which is great. And I'm going to keep an eye out for these numbers. Right. We have, I can see 53, and then we start getting them going through 41, and 81. Oh, this is going too fast now. It's going crazy. Let me pick out one from these random numbers going through. And 53, Corey says 53. And we haven't had number 53 yet. So Corey is going to be the pick for tonight. Let's type this in to riff of the week 53. And we click on that. And let me pause it. And now I'll set up the screen capture so you guys can see it as well. Oh, last time I did the background and then we got to see it full screen. So let me figure out how to do that again so that it looks a little bit more official. Background on the screen. Okay, right, we're going to have a listen to this, and all we're looking for is the name of the song that this comes from. So it's just calling out the name of the riff You can name the band if you want to as well. And as I always say, I mean, I don't know whether I can remember what the riff is, so I might not even know whether you're right or not. But let's have a listen and see what it is. Hopefully it's going to be a beginner one, which means it's easy to guess. And there it is. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Name that riff. I'm going to be looking into that live chat room to see who goes through with any correct guesses. And I can see going through Dwayne saying greetings from Chile, Alberta. Was that right? I think Carla said fly away. Let me have a little look up. We had, I think Carla was the first to say fly away, and then we had Donna said fly away, and Bonnie said fly away. Yes, so congratulations. I mean, this is one of those riffs that I think you pretty much can guess straight away. Fly away, Selena, Lisa, Dwayne said Lenny Kravitz, so name the artist as well. Brooke and Susan and Dennis says 24 likes. Oh, and then it skipped all the way to the bottom. So yeah, lots of flyaways going through here. And there we have it. Yeah, I think you pretty much all got it. I mean, Carla says, I want to fly away. So thank you for that. I'm trying to think of the official name of the song, or whether he just sings I want to fly away in the chorus. I'm going to take a gamble that everyone is right, just saying fly away. And I wonder if I can actually maybe search for it without ruining. This is very risky. And yeah, I think it is just fly away. I don't want to do a search on Google because it means I have to load up all the results, and it might just make the whole live stream crash because it's trying to load too many things at the same time. Anyway, let me get this off the screen so we can go back to normal, and here we have it. Congratulations everybody, for guessing fly away. That was it. And yeah, it was a bit of an easy one, but thank you guys for giving me the numbers. Right, we are now looking for 22 more likes. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up, we are looking for you to hopefully get that target of 370, and it does look like somebody did a double click, which means that it doesn't count, so you'll have to click it again to make it go up to 348, and then somebody else joined in, 349, which is great. So 21 more people we are looking for before the end of the live stream. If you're in that live chat room and you haven't hit that thumbs up, we are looking in your direction. Everybody's looking in your direction in the live chat room, because we're looking now just for 17 more people. I mean, we're so close. We can almost taste it, because we have 6 minutes left of the live stream and we're looking for 16 more people. So let's jump into a fill tune. And while the fill tune's running, we can try and drum up as many likes as we can get and see if we can hit that Pick Roulette likes goal of 370 tonight. So we are close, but will there be no cigar? Who knows? Right, let's jump into the audition. That was the one that was requested over on Patreon. So another real life story. I hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll try and spike the likes as much as possible while this is playing, and hopefully by the end of the live stream we would have hit our goal. Who knows? But let's get into this, and I'll see you guys afterwards. Rock.
Okay, well, thanks for coming down to the audition today. Do you mind if we slag you off behind your back while we discuss your audition?
That's okay, I'll randomly walk in this direction.
What the actual heck was that? Okay, let's start with the negative points.
Well, his image is laughable and totally unsuitable. He can't keep time. His bass looks like he found it in a skip. And he was late.
Unbelievably, even though he was absolute total guff. He is the best we've seen, and we've been auditioning for a year. So what the ruddy frig shall we do?
As much as it pains me to say it, I think we'll have to give him the gig, bite the bullet and get on with it.
This is total guffshine.
Hello again. Before you tell me your decision, I thought I would say, I want this more than anything in the world. I'll do whatever it takes.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you've got the gig. You are now our new bassist.
Holy heck guys, thanks a lot. This means the world to me. You will not regret it.
Well, straight to business. We have a rehearsal on Wednesday night 7 until 10 before the gig on Saturday.
Can't do Wednesday.
Why not?
Me and the missus usually go to the corner shop that evening.
Okay, no problem. We'll just move the rehearsal to Thursday.
Can't do Thursday.
Is there any day at any time before Saturday that you can do?
No.
Hang on, is the gig this Saturday?
Yes, it is this Saturday, as I have been telling you for the last 3 weeks.
I can't do it. I'm working this Saturday, and I definitely can't get out of it, for sure.
Are you actually having a joke with me? As you have just realized it is this Saturday, I know for a fact you have not called in to see if someone will cover your shift.
I didn't think of it like that, but now you say it, it makes sense.
Well, considering it is a great venue and fantastic opportunity for us as a band. Do you want to call your work just in case?
Well, I suppose I could actually thinking about it.
Well, ruddy guffing do it then, you freaking bum guff.
Hello, it's me. I doubt anyone will, and don't worry if you can't. But will you or anyone else cover my shift on Saturday?
So, what did they say?
They said they didn't want to cover my shift. It sounded like they were slagging me off and laughing in the background. So it's a dead end.
Well, at least you got across the importance of getting Saturday night off.
Now the problem is, I can't fake illness because they know I want Saturday night off. Ruddy, hell.
I seriously cannot believe your incompetence. Okay, give me your phone. Hello, I'm calling on behalf of my guffing idiot of a friend. Yes, that's him. He has an important night on Saturday. Can he swap his shift? That's great, thanks for doing that. I'm actually amazed at how easy that was to organize. Many thanks. There you are. You now have Saturday off, so you can now do the gig. How you could not organize that is beyond me. Unbelievable.
Just thinking about it, actually, I can't do Saturday.
What? There. Actual. Frig. Please excuse me. I just have to go outside quickly and shout something.
And there we have it. And while that was playing, I mean, just now, we passed the likes goal of 370. We are at 371. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up. And the entries for next week's Pick Roulette are now open. So we're going to have to do this quickly at the end of the live stream. Type this if you want to get your name on next week's Pick Roulette at Carla Murray in order to tag her in your post. And then type I agree, exclamation mark, and ideally spell it correctly. There we go. So copy what I've just done in the live chat room, and everybody else will start typing the exact same thing. And we are right at the end of the live stream at the moment. So I'm going to leave a little bit of time in order for you guys to get your entries to that Pick Roulette next week, because I mean technically we are finishing the live stream now, but I'm going to leave a little bit of time for you guys to enter in, because there's no point in me just ending the live stream and then you guys are still trying to get your names on the wheel for next week. So yeah, if this is your first live stream, just copy what everybody's doing in that live chat room. And yes, I mean, let me see what we can do. I tell you what, maybe I will grab a guitar and see if it's plugged in, if it's turned on. I do not know. So I'm going to turn up the volume and see having a little having a little look to try and think what I've got this set on, because I was playing a little bit earlier, but oh, is that quite loud? Well, we've got a bit of distortion going on. I think we might be a little bit loud, and this is me literally just filling time so you guys can get your names on next week's Pick Roulette. So just get involved in that live chat room. So you know, let me try and think how long I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to keep on looking into that live chat room. I see that Tim's still in there saying I agree. So we'll keep on going. E-7th here if you want to join in at home. A-7th. Slide. E-7th. You can play some lead at home. B-7th. A-7th. Turn around. A. And playing a G. What about C to a D? And sliding to finish. So hopefully, and Paula M has just said I agree as well. So there's still I agrees going through. Right, I think we are pretty much at the end of the I agrees, and okay, yes, I think I can't see any more I agrees, so that's the end of the instrumental section. Just playing, looking, waiting to see when all of the I agrees stop. So we're going to be calling the live stream to a close now, and yeah, we've never ended the live stream with random guitar playing before, but there it was. And I mean, you guys can play that if you do play guitar. You just, you know, play along with those chords, and you know, A-7 sliding up, absolutely good for a backing. It'd be good actually if I had a looper pedal, so that means that I could play the rhythm and then play lead at the same time. But then again, when you start doing this kind of, you know, it kind of counts. All of that kind of cool stuff. Anyway, so thank you guys for joining me tonight, and I'm going to be live streaming again on Saturday night, as always, same time, same place. There's another video coming your way tomorrow night, and then Friday night, so it's always the same schedule that we follow on the channel, so hopefully you guys can join me then. But join me on Saturday again for another live stream, and I think another pick roulette, because we reset the total on the last live stream, so we'll be having a pick roulette on Saturday as well, so stay tuned there, double your chances of winning. And I'm going to say good night or good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is where you are. Have a fantastic rest of your week, And I always say, try to stay as sane and as safe as possible in this crazy world that we live in. Huge shout out to the moderators for doing such a fantastic job in that live chat room. But thank you guys for joining me, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!